Hello, welcome back to Let's Cross Swords, where we solve crosswords. We're looking at a Times Cryptic today. I'm going to try and make this one fairly instructive, so it's useful to the less experienced solvers watching. With that said, let's get solving this thing. So, one across, we've got writers, copy, replacing contents of schedule. A few things come to mind. So something replacing the contents of schedule could be, we have S, then something, then E. So the contents of that word has been replaced by something. Something meaning copy. I'm not sure exactly what that would be. And then the answer would be a writer, beginning with S and ending with E. I think Sartre would fit, but I can't really see why copy would work there. Yeah, I'm not really sure on that one, so I think we'll move on, come back to it when we've got some letters. Okay, we've got first duo in studio vocalized with bands. So first duo in studio could be the letters ST, the first two letters. So then maybe vocalized is something that comes afterwards. So vocalized is like spoke. I was saying uttered, but stuttered definitely doesn't fit. Yeah, again, another tricky one. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna click on through and try and get some letters. I'm kind of picking stuff a little bit at random here. Type that finds fault gets up one's nose. So I think it's type that finds fault could be a nitpicker. Then what are we doing with one's nose? Is there some long slang term for a nose? Okay, this is tricky today. Just going to keep clicking through till we find one to get started. Train drivers cut across middle of sidings to get to walkway. So middle of sidings looks like could just be the letter I. Yeah, okay, so train drivers in this case is actually referring to the train drivers union. So that's a group of train drivers there, and then we're told that that word is cut, and in this case it means removing the last letter, and then this goes across, which can be used to mean something goes inside it, the middle of sidings, which is I. So what you can get is, so A, then I, that's where the I goes, and then SLE, so we've got ASLEF, the train drivers union, cut short to make it aisle, which is a walkway. Okay, we've got an S here, so let's give this a go. Plant from India collected by girl heading west. Okay, I was thinking girl could be lass, and heading west could mean going from right to left. It's the usual way it's drawn, and so I think this is sisal, which is a plant, and India can be abbreviated to I, so that's been collected by lass, going backwards. Let's try 7 down. Rising very quietly, sailor drinks whiskey following hostilities. Whiskey can be W from the NATO phonetic alphabet. A short word for sailor in crosswords. Well, there's a couple of them. One of them is AB, another one is tar, and I like tar here because it could get us to the word war being at the end of this clue, which is something hostilities. So I think it'll be something like that. So how would this work? So we'd have tar with W in it, something war, and then we need rising very quietly. Then sailor drinks whiskey. Following hostilities is the definition. So this must be post-war. Why exactly is that? Oh, okay. Very is so. So we've got so P, rising. P means quietly in musical notation, piano. Okay, 8 down. Before end of adventure, French couple takes in Lake Superior. Okay, lake can be abbreviated to L in crossword language. French couple, I'm not sure, unless it's like just Dieu, something like that. And then end of adventure looks like it's just letter E. Yeah, so if you put Dieu and put an L in it for lake, and then do the end of adventure E, you get deluxe, which would be a superior version of some product. Polish constituent was confused by vote after social gathering. Okay, so I think this is going to be actually Polish rather than Polish, because it looks like at the end we've got the word wax. So what's this actually going to be? Is this beeswax maybe? Is that a constituent of a polish? Okay, so yeah. So we've got was confused. It's going to go here, an anagram of was. By vote, an X can be a vote on a ballot. You might mark with an X. And then after a social gathering, it's kind of an unusual word, but a B. The main use of that, you see spelling bee in America. But yeah, kind of an unusual word, but that's, yeah, a kind of gathering. So beeswax, I guess, is a constituent of a polish. We'll look again at 4 across because we've got a few letters. Yeah, okay, so first duo in studio is ST, and then vocalized is actually wrapped. And then if something is strapped, it means it has bands around it, I suppose. So it's with bands. Slight stretch of a definition there, but that's fine. Okay, so 5, this was this one, that type that finds fault gets up one's nose. Is this something like trouble? It might begin with trouble, but I just can't quite see what it is right now. 1 down, holding up 2 notes, stiff, VIP. So notes can really often, they are a note in a crossword is something from do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. And I kind of hate it when these come up because you've basically just got that whole list of options and no real way of knowing which one it is without trying them all. And here we've got 2 of them, in theory, could be wrong. So possibly 2 of those followed by something meaning stiff. And then the answer means VIP. I don't really want to spend too much time on that. If we get some letters, it'll get a bit easier. So I think let's just keep moving. Retired old hack to finally study Venetian figure. Right. Retired usually means going backwards. Old can just be the letter O. Hack, I'm not sure. Could be just a synonym for hack, so some word meaning cut or something. To finally study. That could be the O. Yeah, okay. Just picturing this in my head. Yeah, okay, so the whole thing is backwards, being retired. So when we write it, build it up backwards. So retired old, O. Hack in this case is lop. Now you can probably see what the answer is. Then to finally is the letter O, and then study, to study quickly, could be to cram. Yeah, Marco Polo, who is a Venetian figure. So again, just looking at one down, this is probably me, either M-I or M-E. So let's just think dome, rem. Sounds a bit silly, but just trying the different notes to go before me. Fame, okay, fame, famously. VIP could be a noun or an adjective. Famous is too short. Famously fits, but that's just an adverb. I don't think that works. Okay, what about so, like someone? Somebody? Yeah, okay. It's somebody. So we've got so and me. Again, it's just two of those notes from that scale, which is why I kind of hate that kind of cluing, but there we go. And a stiff is kind of a slang word for a dead body. So body. And that is a VIP. A somebody is someone important. Okay, that lends credit to the idea of this beginning with S and ending with E, but we already thought of that, so I'll still leave that until later. I want to do this because we've got the first letter being a B. Watch over young mammal sheltering by small island. Okay. Small and island could be S and I. They're both valid abbreviations. I mean, a young mammal, maybe a cub, but okay, no, what about, because I'm thinking about where SI could go. If it went here, you could have babysit, which is watch over young, although I haven't actually figured out why this would be the answer. So right, okay, so by SI is what we've got at the end of the clue here, and it's being sheltered by a mammal, in this case a bat. We get watch over young as babysit. Okay. Copper knocked back too much, same again. Okay, so copper can be a lot of things. It can be Cu, the chemical symbol for copper, or it can be some word for police. And I can see in this case, it's a particular kind of policeman, a detective inspector, DI. And then we need something meaning too much, getting knocked back, so going in reverse. And in that case, it's OTT, over the top. In reverse, you get that, and that's ditto, which means, yeah, the same again. 2 down. Right time to return starter of bruschetta and Italian dish. Well, I can already see a dish that fits here, so while I'm thinking about this, see if you can spot it. Okay, so right is a common word that indicates just the letter R. That's what we have at the beginning. Time can be T, but there are a number of short words that represent time or periods of time. In this case, it's the word era, and it's being returned, reversed, time to return. So we get AE. The starter of bruschetta is B, and Italian can be abbreviated to IT. So don't be fooled into thinking we need an Italian dish here. Italian here is IT, and it's just a dish in general, rarebit being a sort of cheese toasty sort of thing. So Sartre still fits here, but I don't understand why. It would mean ARTE, ARTR, sorry, would mean copy. I don't understand why that would be the case. See if this is going to be an R. If it is, we might just have to go with it and hope we're right, or think about it a bit more. So raise about 1,000 more without opening shop. So the definition might be raise, or it might be telling us to reverse something, because in a down clue, raise or anything involving going upwards means backwards. But about can be RE, can be C, CA. 1,000 could be K, or it could be M from the Roman numerals. Or this could be ending in the word more, maybe without the first letter, so ending in O-R-E, which would then probably mean this whole thing has to be a shop, so it could end store. How would we get that? So you could have like shoe store, bookstore, because that's got K in it. So how would that work? Raise is boost. Okay, so we've got boost going around the letter K for 1,000, and then the word more without its opening, and that gets us a shop. So okay, we've got a B in here. Okay, so it's not a particular writer, it's another word for a writer, which I just didn't think of, and that's scribe. So copy is crib, so to copy someone's homework or whatever is to crib, and that's gone inside SE, so it's replaced the contents of schedule. 9 down, recycled tyre and used oil for home mechanic perhaps, 2210. Right, so I mean, there's got to be do it, right? At the beginning, like do it yourself, but that's not the right length. So is it a do-it-yourselfer? Because that would be the person who does DIY. I've never heard of that as a word, but I guess a DIYer, you might say. So I don't think you'd necessarily say it in full, but... Okay, so how would this work? It looks like just a big anagram, right? Yeah, so recycled can be an anagram indicator, and then tyre and used oil. It's 14 letters, and it looks like it's the right letters more or less, so I'm just gonna trust myself on this one. I don't really feel like properly working out the anagram, but feel free to. It looks right. 15 across, plain vase is upset. Okay, so we're at the point where we've got enough letters that for a lot of these clues I'm going to clock the answer just kind of straight away from the definition, and that's the case here. And yeah, that should kind of be an approach you take once you've got a good amount of letters, just looking for potential definitions and potential answers. So here plain can mean ordinary, and that fits. And there's not a lot of words that begin with O, so I think this is going to be ordinary. Don't really know why just yet, but what is a vase doing then? Actually, I have no idea how this one works. Now I'm starting to think maybe it's not ordinary. What is a vase that could even go in this position, or is it upset? Yeah, I'm really not sure about this one. Because I was thinking before, like, this still looks like it begins with trouble, which will put an E in this 15 across. So after my kind of cockiness about that being ordinary, I really don't think it is. Or there's a good chance it's not. But I'm not sure what it is. So let's try something else. 18. Look into structural support after end of downpour and sea crumbling. So it looks like we've got the letter R and the word sea, and that's going to be anagrammed. And then we need some kind of structural support after that. So structural support could be a prop going at the end here. Oh, okay, no. So look into is to research. So we have the R, then the anagram of C, and then we have an arch. It's a structural support. Okay, so implement, buried in garden for centuries. Implement or implement could both be. Yeah, so an implement was what, a tool? Okay, no. So this one is a hidden word clue. So buried in is indicating that our answer is hidden inside the phrase garden for centuries. And we can find the word enforce, which could be maybe to like implement a law. Good-humoured American, very loud and fit. Well, very loud makes me think FF, as in fortissimo, I guess. And then fit can be able. So we have it can be American, then our FF for very loud, and fit is able. Affable is good-humoured. 24 down begins with B. Republican leaves mill for group. So Republican tends to be R, sometimes rep. Seems like that is leaving a sort of meal, and a meal that begins with B that would fit here is brunch, or after the R is removed, it fits because we get bunch, which is a group. This one we have idiot accepted, standard returns, saving nothing. Nothing could be O, so maybe we're putting O inside something. Standard, I'm thinking is a norm. Yeah, so putting an O in norm backwards, so standard returns, we could get more on, and that is, well, the norm is an accepted standard returned. Then we get that idiot. 2 male animals picked up rodent. Picked up tends to mean sounds like. Could mean backwards in a down clue, of course. So male animals, ram could go in here. Not sure. Yes. So they are going backwards. We've got ram going backwards, and then a tom, which is a male cat, going backwards. You get a marmot. So rodent. Okay, top golf equipment. Second shot goes over back of bunker. So golf equipment makes me think of T. It seems like t-shirt maybe. Oh yeah, it's a top. It's a t-shirt. So golf equipment is T. Second can be S. Okay, and a shot can be a hit, and that's going over the back of bunker, which is the letter R. Gives us shirt at the end there. What should we look at? Let's look at this F answer. Without charge, capacities not in battery. Without charge could be flat. No, because I think not in battery is going to be free range, right? So without charge in the legal sense, you're kind of free to go, and then capacity would be, yeah, I guess range, like the range of one's abilities. So that's free range. Let's try this one. Wrong turn, other direction. Well, wrong can be an anagram indicator, and it's followed by turn other, which is 9 letters. So maybe we're just looking for a direction that's an anagram of turn other. Yeah. So you can see that north is the second word, and then what's left over gives us true. So true north is direction. I guess, is that for the magnetic north, or is that a different thing from true north? I can't remember. Article removed from grubby pawnbroker. Is there a word for pawnbroker? I can't really think of it off the top of my head, but it could be a word meaning grubby, and then an article removed from it could be. An article can be like a, an, or the quite often. But I'm not really sure what that would be here. Yeah, let's try something else. 25 revolutionary throw in wrestling leads to collection of titles. So a collection of titles, I mean, title can be a sort of synecdoche for book. So a collection of titles is like a library, but we don't have that. Revolutionary could mean something going backwards. Is there a throw in wrestling that I should know of? Know the name of? You have like, I don't know, Ippon from Sumo, but I don't know if that's what we're looking for. Oh, we have leads to collection of titles, so maybe that's just COT at the end. Yeah, so I'm not seeing this one either just yet. Let's try this guy at the bottom, 29. More milky. Tiny bit about to turn. Okay. More milky. So that could be whiter. If something's milky, it's white, maybe. Yeah, it is. So a tiny bit can be a wit. Like, I don't care, 1 wit. Bit of a obscure one, but it does mean that. And then about, I think we mentioned earlier, that could be RE, used in like emails and letters. So to turn that, you get whiter. Let's try turning one down. Clubs help to hold popular assembly. Clubs is often C, from like card game notation. Help could be aid, a bet. Yes, so clubs is C. Then we have a bet that holds the word in, which can mean popular. Something's fashionable, popular, it's in. Crew start to search river for clothing. I suspect what's happening here is that the word for is clothing something, because we have an R at the end. River can be R. So start to search, unless just the answer is clothing. because the river actually could just be the R at the end, so maybe overthinking that. Ah, no, it's different. It's actually a specific river. In this case, the River Wear in the northeast. So crew here is actually men, and then start to search as S, and menswear is a category of clothing. So what is this? Is this like, I don't know, uncle? Why would that be pawnbroker? I mean, okay, yeah, so article could be Anne, removed from unclean. I have no idea why pawnbroker is uncle. That must just be some term I've never heard of. What do we have here? Revolutionary throw in wrestling leads to collections of titles. Okay, a collection of titles here could be omnibus. Why is that? Let me type it and see if it gets any clearer. Okay, so sumo is going backwards. Oh, okay, so to throw in this case means they're saying to throw away, so to bin. So the whole thing is backwards. You've got bin in sumo all going backwards. Okay, I might just look at this plain vase again. And as suspected, it is not ordinary as a first thought. But what is it? Okay, just got it. I was basically going through the alphabet of what the second letters could be, just trying to think of words that could fit here and seeing if I could justify them, and I eventually got there, of course. Naturally, it had to be one of the last letters in the alphabet, so it took me ages to get there. But putting V there, I realised you could get overturn, and that means to upset, so as a verb rather than an adjective. And plain is overt, sort of in the open, and then earn for a vase. Okay, so what is happening here? This does look like it's got trouble, so type that finds fault. Trouble, what is this? So troubleshooter be one that finds fault. Okay, so if you, I guess, gets up, I don't know, it gets up troubles, I don't really know why, but then one's nose is one's hooter. So yeah, that'll be the answer. Let's have a quick look through. So we're happy with Scribe, Strat, Marco Polo, Sizal, Babysit, Beeswax, Ditto Overturn, Research Uncle, Affable Omnibus, Moron, Free Range, T-Shirt, Whiter. I think we explained all of those. Somebody, Marmot, Rabbit, Enforce, Bookstore, Bunch, Do-It-Yourselfer, rather, Troubleshooter, Isle, True North, Post-War, Cabinet, Deluxe, and Menswear. So let's just submit that and check we got it all correct, and we did. There we go. Thank you for watching. I hope explained those clues reasonably well. If there was anything you found unusual or interesting in that you may not have got yourself, hopefully next time you will. So that's kind of the purpose of these videos going forward. Try and help all of us improve at these kind of puzzles together. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like and subscribe, help us grow the channel, and come back next time for some more crosswords.